It's kind of hard to put into words exactly how terrible She-Hulk Episode 1 is. Now, we all expected it to be really bad, really cringy. We saw the terrible marketing. We saw the awful CG. We saw them blame that on, sexist men for calling out the CG. Yeah, they did that. We've seen the virtue signaling. We've seen all of their nonsense. And even still, with all of that, after seeing the first episode, it is hard to comprehend just how bad it is. It takes the Ghostbusters 2016 model and it amps it up to another level of feminism and anti-male nonsense. This is on another level. The lack of self-awareness is truly insane, but that is where we are with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's a reason that Gary from Nerdrotic refers to it as the MCU, because that's exactly what it is. Now, going through this show, it is obvious from the beginning that it is an anti-male narrative. This is about telling you how terrible men are, how women are better than men at literally everything, including Jen being just a better version of Hulk than Bruce. We have the car crash, the nonsensical marketing ploy that they used, and that is one of the opening scenes. And in that scene, Bruce has to be pulled out of the car by her. I don't know why he doesn't change to the Hulk when the car crash happens, but he has to be pulled out of the crash by her. That's very symbolic for what exactly this is all about. And that kind of sets the tone of this just being a men are bad, women are literally better at every single aspect of life. There's plenty of virtue signaling and nonsensical comments about how she will literally be murdered and women just existing is such a problem and all of the talking points. It's really insane. Even having a moment where after the car crash, she runs into a restroom, a public restroom, and then women walk in, and the first thing women say is, "Oh my God, what man did this to you? Domestic abuse." That's the first thing that they mention. It's just like, my goodness, man, people in the real world don't operate like this, and you guys are trying to bring these real world narratives into it. But that's not how people in the real world act. You're trying to set a narrative. You are setting an anti-male narrative and a pro-feminism agenda, and it is so unbelievably bad, and it continues throughout the episode. The episode is all about showing you how she is better at being the Hulk than Bruce Banner is. She's better at every bit of it. She talks down to him. It's disrespectful. There's actually showing you how much better she is than him. This is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is why we've continued to tell you that this is happening over and over again. Now, right now, as it stands on Rotten Tomatoes, it is at a 93 from the, I think it's updated. I'm going to refresh right now and we'll see what happens. Okay, so 87, yeah. So it's 87 from the critics, and it's down to a 67% from the audience. Now, what will ultimately happen there, we'll see. I mean, that's not a good audience score for just your first show. That's really not good. That's extremely bad, and it's really low. So we'll have to see, where that ultimately lands, but it's not a good trend at all. It's a very bad trend. Now, we also have the She-Hulk star. She hates your guts. She hates you if you disagree with her politically, and she has no problem letting you know just how much she hates your guts. So here she's wearing a support trans futures shirts, and that's a direct shot. Now, this is during the marketing of the show, and this is a direct response to Governor Ron DeSantis and the Parents' Rights Education Act. So this is what the Marvel Cinematic Universe is, a political propaganda machine. This isn't just for Marvel, though. This is every aspect of entertainment that has a pre-existing fan base. Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, anything that has a pre-existing fan base, they're going to go after that. They're going to target that because they have to have that, because they can't create from the ground up. If they create from the ground up, it won't succeed. So that's why they have to continue to hijack pre-existing properties that mean something to so many people. That's why they do it, because they know they can't do something like what Eric July did with the Rippaverse. They can't do it. They can't create from the ground up. So it's about hijacking a pre-existing fan base. It's about telling that fan base when they criticize it that they're just a bunch of angry, sexist, and racist men who need to get out of their basement and who hate women. We're seeing the narrative so many times, but She-Hulk is a glaring example of man-hating feminist agendas pushed into comic book universe films and shows. It will continue. We will continue to call them out. We will continue to hold them accountable, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. The only thing I regret is that I didn't talk about this sooner, because I saw people on Twitter, the bootlicking Disney stands out there that think if you criticize a big corporation, $1 billion corporation, if you criticize that corporation, then they have to stand for the corporation. And the only thing I was upset about was that I wasn't included in this picture collage of a bunch of people going after She-Hulk. So now please include me in that. Please give me credit for trashing this terrible show full of feminism and anti-men narratives. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Check out our new merch on 221B Tactical. You probably saw a few of them in the ads on different sites. 221B Tactical. We have the new Geeks and Gamers shirts over there, the patches. There's a bag over there, the Geeks and Gamers Rebel Pack, and we'll have more coming over there to 221B. Thank you guys. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.